Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to kick off our presentation with a look into a humorous and insightful chapter from Bill Bryson. Today, we'll explore his charming stories of clumsy travel adventures, where comedy meets reflection on identity and everyday mishaps. We'll see how Bryson reminds us that travel isn't just about reaching a destination, but about embracing the journey with humor and grace. So let's dive into The Accidental Tourist by Bill Bryson, and discover what makes travel so wonderfully unpredictable. Now, let's take a look at how he connects with his audience through humor. He shares self-deprecating anecdotes, which means he's not afraid to poke fun at himself. This approach makes him more relatable and approachable. These stories often come with humorous insights into his travel experiences, highlighting the unexpected and often amusing moments that happen along the way. It's this wit and honesty that really resonate with readers and audiences alike. As a witty travel writer, he has a knack for turning everyday travel mishaps into engaging stories. And one of the most prominent figures in this space is Bill Bryson. He's well known for his humor, sharp observations, and ability to make travel stories both entertaining and insightful. So, in essence, this style of storytelling, using humor and self-deprecating reflections, not only entertains, but also helps to build a genuine connection with his audience. It's a key element that underpins his success as a travel writer and speaker, tying into our overall theme of authentic storytelling and engaging communication. All right, let's take a look at some of Bryson's lighthearted struggles with simple tasks. Sometimes, the little everyday mishaps can be quite amusing and revealing. For example, he has a tendency to stain light-colored trousers with gum or syrup, which is quite relatable but also funny. It just goes to show how easily these small things can happen to anyone. Then there's the trouser stains situation, which highlights how even minor accidents can turn into amusing stories. And if we move on to the car door incident, you'll see Bryson's coat gets caught in a car door, something that might seem minor but clearly highlights his clumsiness. These moments are more than just funny. They help us understand the theme of the presentation, how our everyday imperfections and mishaps can actually make us more relatable and human. It's these little struggles that remind us we all have our quirks, and sometimes that's what makes life interesting. Let's talk about some of the bizarre experiences that travelers often encounter. For instance, I've had moments on planes where things just feel surreal or completely out of the ordinary, making the journey memorable for all the wrong reasons. It's funny how these odd moments tend to stand out and remind us that travel can be unpredictable. Moving on, another common issue is forgetting hotel room numbers repeatedly. It might seem trivial, but it can be surprisingly frustrating, especially when you're tired or in a rush. It highlights how our minds can sometimes play tricks on us, even in familiar settings. And then there are difficulties finding restrooms in cinemas. I think many of us have been there, walking up and down the aisles, trying to locate that elusive bathroom before it's too late. These everyday mishaps might seem minor, but they remind us that travel and daily life are filled with little surprises. All of these examples connect back to the overall theme. Travel is full of unexpected moments, some bizarre, some frustrating, but all part of the adventure. Let's talk about creating messes. Sometimes, when we're exploring new ideas or stepping outside our comfort zones, things can get a bit chaotic. But those messes often lead to valuable insights and growth. Then we have wonders about others, wondering about their experiences, perspectives, and backgrounds. This curiosity can foster empathy and deepen our understanding of the world around us. Feeling out of place is another common experience. It's that sense of being a bit disconnected or not quite fitting in. Recognizing this feeling helps us appreciate diversity and the importance of belonging. Lastly, the idea of an accidental tourist identity highlights how sometimes we find ourselves in situations or roles unexpectedly. Embracing these accidental identities can open doors to new opportunities and self-discovery. Overall, these concepts tie back to the theme of navigating uncertainty and embracing the unexpected as part of the learning journey. Let's talk about how we experience what I like to call seismic events in our daily lives. Now, these aren't literal earthquakes, but moments that feel just as disruptive. They can shake up our routines, our emotions, or even how we perceive ourselves. But sometimes, instead of navigating these moments smoothly, we end up failing or causing chaos around us. Think about those situations where things just spiral out of control, leading to chaotic situations that can be quite overwhelming. It's a common scenario that highlights how sensitive we are to unexpected shifts. Now, in the midst of chaos, we often try to maintain a sense of composure. For example, when we're traveling and facing unfamiliar environments, we might try to act sophisticated. We attempt to appear confident and in control, even when inside we might feel uncertain or overwhelmed. This effort to be suave is really about projecting a certain image, especially during travel or new experiences. It's a way of trying to manage the chaos by appearing composed and sophisticated. So, in summary, whether we're experiencing seismic events in life or trying to act suave during travels, it's all about how we respond to disruptions, either by navigating them or attempting to mask them. These reactions are part of our broader journey of understanding and managing change, which ties back to the overall theme of resilience and adaptability. Now, let's talk about how engaging readers often involves tapping into relatable experiences. When readers see themselves in the stories or examples, they feel more connected and invested. Bryson, for example, uses self-deprecating humor, which makes him seem more approachable and trustworthy. It's a clever way to break down barriers and create a sense of camaraderie. Humor plays a crucial role here. By incorporating humor, especially self-deprecating humor, Bryson not only entertains but also deepens the connection with his audience. It shows humility and honesty, which in turn makes his narrative more authentic and engaging. So in the bigger picture, these techniques, relatability, self-deprecation, and humor, are powerful tools in storytelling. They help us connect with readers on a personal level, making the narrative more memorable and enjoyable. This aligns perfectly with the overall theme of creating engaging, relatable content that resonates with your audience. Let's take a closer look at how everyday mishaps serve as a window into deeper self-reflections. These small, often humorous moments reveal more about our internal struggles and beliefs than we might initially realize. Moving on, we see that these mishaps often involve identity issues, which are portrayed through comic situations. These humorous scenes actually highlight complex aspects of who we are and how we see ourselves. Lastly, travel plays a significant role in this theme, as it highlights internal struggles with belonging. Traveling exposes our feelings of connection or disconnection, making us question where we truly belong. Overall, these themes of identity are woven throughout the narrative, helping us understand how everyday experiences and external journeys reflect our inner selves. Let's take a moment to really think about our own identities and how they shape the way we see the world. This is an important part of encouraging reflection, not just for us, but for understanding characters as well. We want students to consider how characters in Bryson's work are shaped by their traits and circumstances, which helps deepen our understanding of characterization. By analyzing how Bryson presents his characters, we can see how he uses details to make them feel real and relatable. Now, another key point is exploring the role of humor in literature. Humor isn't just for making us laugh, it often reveals deeper truths about characters and society. It's a powerful tool that Bryson uses to connect with readers and add layers of meaning. And finally, understanding the significance of humor is especially important for Class 9 students, as it helps develop critical thinking and appreciation for different literary techniques. So, as we go through this presentation, keep in mind how these elements, identity, characterization, and humor, interact to enrich the storytelling and make literature more engaging and meaningful. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts. First, travel and identity are deeply connected. Traveling often reveals who we are and helps shape our sense of self. It offers a unique perspective on the world and ourselves. Next, I want to highlight the role of humor in clumsiness. Sometimes, our mistakes and awkward moments can bring us closer to others and remind us to not take ourselves too seriously. Finally, moving from the ordinary to the extraordinary is about embracing those everyday experiences and transforming them into meaningful stories. In conclusion, this journey shows us that our experiences, whether through travel, humor, or everyday moments, are what make us unique. Reflecting on these points helps us see how they all contribute to our personal growth and understanding of the world. Thank you.